Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is Sutton Stracke exposing Ding Dong Dorit for being fake in foreclosure, she calls her pole read. Sutton is snatching all of the edges and leaving no crumbs. So, if you are a Dorit apologist, this might not be the episode for you because I am clearly Team Sutton on this one. So before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's go. This is according to The Taste of Reality. It says Sutton Stracke exposed Dorit Kemsley for being fake and in foreclosure. Oof, 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 oof. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Southern star popped off about how inauthentic Dorit is. Sutton was activated. During an episode of the after show, Sutton annihilated Dorit. She's one of the phoniest people I've ever met in my life. You pretend to have all these fancy clothes, you have all this jewelry on. Sutton's rant about Dorit continued. All these bags, the trips, and you owe the IRS money? Your house is in foreclosure? I have so little respect for you. Now, as you guys may or may not know, Dorit, we know, is a labels, you know, I'm not going to say she's a queen. She's a label, whatever, insert word you want to put on there. Okay. She loves to have the Louis and the Chanel and the Hermes and the YSL and the Gucci and the blah, 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 blah. I personally don't think Dorit is stylish. I don't think just wearing logos makes you stylish, or I don't even think wearing designer makes you stylish. To me, style is having taste, it's having a signature look, it's being able to put things together, it's being effortlessly chic, it's mixing and matching. I think you could have amazing style and shop at the Goodwill. Just because you have designer or you have logos does not mean you're stylish. So to me, I don't think Dorit is actually very stylish at all, to be perfectly honest with you. And so Sutton is like, yeah, you're wearing all these logos, designers, these bags, you're posting that you're on these lavish trips, you have your glam squad, but yet, I'm just going to say allegedly, word on the street, her house is in foreclosure. She's been, sued for not paying her in-home nurse plastic surgery. She's been sued by past, again, I'll just say alleged, past investors in her Beverly Beach swimwear line. We know about PK's, alleged fraud, just blanket that, fraud schemes, insurance scams, bankruptcies. The list goes on and on and on. These two, in PK's words, Bonnie and Clyde, they have been sued and accused of running scams, Ponzi schemes, and you know what I'm saying. It's a lot. And so Sutton's like, excuse me, miss, like, how dare you? How dare you pretend to live this life, but behind the scenes, it's all a scam. Now, not to be fair, but to be, I guess the word could be fair. To be fair, Dorit's not the first housewife or reality star or celebrity for that matter to live sort of this double life, fronting and pretending like you have all this money, and behind the scenes, the emperor has no clothes. So there's that. But I do think Sutton is right to call Dorit out for that, especially now that they're beefing this hardcore. Okay, so Sutton didn't stop there. The state of Dorit and PK's marriage is questionable to Sutton. You're having the separation, not divorce. Separation, can't decide. Complained the sustainable fashion creator. All I see are lies from Dorit, so I cannot deal with that kind of person. Things would have been different for Sutton if Dorit had been transparent. If she had just come to us and said, we're in a financial struggle. I am in a marriage that's not working. It is much more likable and relatable to me than just to pretend everything's perfect and all of a sudden it's not. I don't understand it. That's what my problem is with her, Sutton concluded of Dorit. Okay. Now, this is the thing, okay? In that after show, Jennifer Tilly chimes in and says, yeah, but if I were going through a financial struggle, if I was having marital problems, I would still show up in my, my bags and my makeup and my clothes and my jewelry. She's like, that's the time to really like put on and to really, put, fake it till you make it, put your best foot forward, even though you're having these struggles. I agree with that However, I also agree with what Sutton said. You have to do both. You have to be, if you're seeking someone's support, okay? Let me make that very clear. So Dorit is expecting all of the women to rally around her, support her, give her grace, have her back. But like Sutton said, she's not being honest. She's not being honest about her marriage. She's not being honest about her financial situation. Because I don't believe Dorit when she's calling PK a horrible dad, a raging alcoholic. None of that makes any sense. There seems to be, she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. One minute she says PK is a horrible father. He never checks in on the kids. The other one, we have a scene with her and PK, both of them, where she says, we're talking 5 times a day. And he says, well, we're not going to anymore. So which one is it, Dorit? Is he a deadbeat dad who never checks in on his family? Or are you pissed because he's going to be calling you less? Doesn't make any sense. Also, is this whole separation not a divorce? Is that again because of money and you're trying to protect, Dorit, or protect assets, whatever the case may be? A lot of people do that. They front for divorces, they front for separations when they know that they're about to be sued or some sort of financial or legal issues are coming down. They're trying to get ahead of that. So again, I agree with Sutton. It's all a little murky and not making a lot of sense. Also, I agree with Sutton because you can't expect me to hold you down and to have your back and to support being honest about your situation. But where I agree with Jennifer Tilly is you can be going through something, you can be in a depressive state, you can be going through it financially with your marriage, whatever the case may be, and choose to get up and say, I'm going to put my makeup on today. I'm going to get my hair laid. I'm going to put on my outfit. I'm going to look good. I'm going to smell good. I'm going to Gucci down, to make yourself feel better, to boost yourself up. But you should do that, don't let your circumstance bring you down, which is where I think Jennifer Tilly was saying, but you can't do all of that and then expect people who you are mean to. And like, she beefs with Sutton for years. This isn't a new beef. Sutton and Dorit have beef for years. So you can't expect somebody that you have years long beef with to all of a sudden support you and all of a sudden believe you and all of a sudden be behind you because you have this front and mask on because you're going through something. Now, if we're friends or if we're becoming friends and I'm honest with you about my situation and I ask for your support and help and, I'm still looking good, I'm still putting my best face forward, then yeah, that's good. That's how it should be. And your friend should do that. Girl, let's get up. Let's go to Pilates. Let's go to brunch. Let's do what we got to do to feel good and look good, even though you're going through something. So that's where I think it has to be. Yes, Jennifer Tilly, you put your clothes, you wear your bags or clothes, you look good, but you also have to be honest with the people you are expecting support from. So that's kind of where I land on that. So, also I wanted to discuss sort of the comment that Sutton had made about Dorit's finances, calling her Poreet and saying, my wallet is bigger than your wallet and all of that. I'm here for it. People are getting triggered. Like, Sutton, you're calling Dorit poor. You're talking down to the audience. Blah, blah, blah. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's not talking down to the audience. She's not being superior. She's talking directly to Dorit. Dorit wanted to call her an alcoholic, so she called her poor and phony. I think it's a fair exchange. Don't come for me unless I send for you. I don't think that Sutton is an elitist. I don't think she's being snobby. I don't think she's being superior. I think she just clocked and cleared Dorit the way she needed to do it. She said to Dorit multiple times, leave me alone. She said it basically for the last 4 or 5 years. Leave me alone. Dorit then keeps poking and poking and poking and poking and like it's like a provoking spirit and provoke. And so when Sutton snaps back, matches her energy, because didn't Ding Dong Dorit call Camille? She's like, you're not just a see you next Tuesday, you're an effing see you next Tuesday. So when Sutton matched her energy and said, you're not a bitch, you're an effing bitch, clocked and cleared. You think you can call Camille a see you next Tuesday, but all of a sudden it's out of the world for Sutton to call you a bitch, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Sutton matched your energy, took it up a notch, clocked and cleared you. What? I don't think anybody should take offense to Sutton talking about Dorit being poor Reet, or her wallet is bigger. She just matched energy and she just happened to snatch her edges while doing it. It is what it is. Dorit has been elitist herself. She's been snobby. She's been racially very rude and insensitive to Garcelle. If we want to get serious about this, okay? She's using Bose as her token black friend. I'm not believing that's a real friendship by any means at all. That's just a convenient ally, a useful idiot for Dorit. And that's saying a lot because she's a ding dong Dorit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying that for a second. They don't hang out outside of the show. They don't hang out outside of taping. They don't. So is that really your friend? Or is that your mouthpiece? Anyway. So there's that. So yeah, I feel like, it is what, and then also Kyle being like, well, Sutton, where did you get your money from? How did Sutton get her money? If we're saying the people are of value, the value of a person is how much money they have. Kyle, shut up and pipe down. Number one, you should be happy someone is bringing Dorit down a peg or two, because you surely can't, as much as you've been trying to. Dorit has been clocking and clearing you, even though I'm team Kyle when it comes to that with Dorit. But Dorit's been eating Kyle up. Wait, 1 second, you guys. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. So yeah, Dorit's been eating Kyle up, even though I'm on Kyle's side. Dorit's been gathering her. So Kyle should be Team Sutton no matter what. I just think that Kyle's trying to be, woke and, very politically correct. Like, oh, how'd you get your money, Sutton? And, the value, blah, blah. Number one, the answer is in the question. Vile Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle. The answer's in the question. You're on a show called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Not the real scammers, not the real entrepreneurs, not the real boss babes, the Real Housewives. The answer is in the question, okay? She is supposed to have gotten her money from her husband, literally by the title of the show you're on. And what's wrong with that? Kyle and Mauricio got their money from Kathy Hilton, your sister. I personally would rather get my money from my husband than having my husband having to scam and betray and stab in the back my sister and her husband and her family. Because do you think Mauricio Umansky would have the agency if it were not for Will Hilton and Highland? Do you think you, Kyle Richards, the baby sister, would be Kyle Richards without Kathy and Kim? So where did you get your money from, Kyle? Kyle, where is your money, boo-boo? Both you and Sutton get a Bravo check. Sutton still has her boutique. Where's your boutique, Kyle? I'll wait. That's right. You don't have one anymore. So where's your money coming from, Kyle? Oh, that's right. Your husband, the agency. Right. Kyle, pipe down. Pipe down. I would rather be a Jennifer Tilly with that Simpsons money. I would rather be a Sutton Stracke with that ex-husband hedge fund money all day long than be a Kyle and Mauricio, or to be a Ding Dong Dorit and Poe PK. Get out of here. Get out of here. And I think anybody being triggered by Sutton, calling Dorit out, that's a you thing. That's a you thing. Work on yourself, because I don't think that Sutton was at all trying to say like, oh, because of how much money you have, you are worthy or less worthy, or valuable or less valuable. Absolutely not. She was just clocking and clearing Dorit, And so if you think that comments like that are a reflection on your self-worth, you're wrong, because we're all worthy. We're all deserving. We're all amazing. This is just a reality show with two women going at it. So as always, I want to know what you guys think about this. Were you offended by Sutton's comment calling Dorit Poreet and talking about her foreclosures and her wallet is bigger? I personally wasn't. I lived for it. I thought it was amazing. And Sutton ate Dorit up. That's kind of how I felt about it. What do you guys think about Kyle chiming in? Sort of being like, Sutton, where'd you get your money from? This, that, and the third. I'm sort of like, Kyle, where did you get your money from? Where did your husband get your money from? You're on a show called Real Housewives. The answer's in the question. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.